Welcome back. We have round 4 of my over the board tournament, and this is an important game because I'm playing for first place, or tying for first place, I should say. Because the other group that is also playing for first place, if the person who also has 2.5 wins their game and I win my game, then we're going to go into a tiebreak and we'll have to play a rapid game to see who wins the tournament. However, if they lose and I win, then I come first place. So this is a very important game. And we are paired up with Mark, and we have the white pieces. And Mark is actually somebody who I already played before. I played Mark in my very first tournament, which happened almost a year ago, probably a little over a year ago, and it is in some recap that I made like a year ago. So if you wanted to see that, you can go check out my playlist with over the board recaps. And yeah, let's start it off. I go e4, of course. I mean, come on, come on. Did you guys really expect it, something else? And Mark plays c5. The Sicilian defends. And now, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that typically I would play knight c3 here and play a Grand Prix. But we have a different version of this Grand Prix cooking up. We play bishop to e2. Now, this looks stupid. This looks really, really stupid. And I could tell that Mark was thrown off by it, which is great. This is why I love this so much, because it looks so stupid. And people who play the Sicilian probably are not prepping against bishop e2. So after bishop e2, he was just like really, like, I don't know how to explain it. He was like, does this guy know how to play chess, basically? And Mark is one of those people who really shows their language, like their body language. So he's always like, you could see him like moving his fingers trying to calculate, like he shows his emotions, basically, is what I'm saying. He plays d6, and then I play d3. I'm playing these very quickly because I know what I'm doing. He plays knight out. This is all familiar. And then I go f4, and I think this is kind of where he realized what I was doing, that it was something similar to like the Grand Prix. Now he goes e6, and this is a move that a lot of people will play against the Grand Prix because it stops a lot of f5 ideas, which us Grand Prix players love. But we got our stage one. I've played all this very quickly. And he plays knight f6, a castle. And in my course, once we have this kind of position, the person who teaches the course says this is stage one completed. And there's a few different like ideas behind this. Now, Queen e1 is a very thematic move in the Grand Prix, which, typically black will fianchetto this bishop, and if the knight is here, Queen e1 can be very, very venomous after Queen h4, followed by f5, and some like bishop h6, knight g5 ideas where you're going to take, and you're going to try and checkmate on h7 after the castle, of course. However, in this opening, it's a little bit different because they have the bishop here, which means if I play queen a1, queen h4, they have discovered attacks on my queen. So we don't really want to go for this right away. So another idea of this bishop e2 is that we're going to play for c3 and utilize that we kept the knight at home, and we might potentially reroute and play for d4 in some cases. So we have e5 by my opponent. Now, I didn't really think this was great. I mean, they just spent 2 moves playing e5 when they could have played e5 right away. It's not a bad move, says the computer, but I don't know, this felt a little bit weird. To me, at least. And we play queen e1 now. Just ignoring, because if they take, we just take back. And if we take, I mean, there's no need to take here, right? We do like opening up the F file, but there's just not a need to take at the moment. So we don't take. And if we can keep our pawn chain intact, we might be very, very happy. And we have castles. And now I go for the other. Oh, first I take. Okay, sorry. I thought I went for knight a3 right here, but apparently that's later on. So now we clarify, we do take now. And after pawn takes, we bring the bishop out. And this was the start of a series of mistakes. So I don't really know why I didn't go for this, because I know this is a common maneuver. But I guess I wanted to maybe get the bishop out. And yeah. Okay, so I just realized I played here. And this is just a stupid move because of this move. Knight here. Oh, no. Not knight there. Oh my gosh. I'm recording this like a week after the tournament. I'm trying not to look at the engine while doing this, so yeah, so they played h6. This is what they did. They just kicked me away. Now, I could take here and give up the bishop. I didn't really want to do that. So I went bishop e3. And bishop e3 is just, yeah, man. My opponent probably thought I was stupid. They just immediately went here. And now, you know, you didn't take, so you're not going to let them take here, right? You're not going to go here. So once again, I have to move the bishop again, and now my opponent has made me move my bishop 3 times. Made this move and this move. And I could have just went here to begin with. So I basically wasted 2 whole moves. Oh, man. Wish I wouldn't have done that. And then they play f5, giving the advantage back. What they had to do here was play c4. And after c4, I mean, you really don't want to take. I don't think. Like, then you have an isolated pawn, so you probably play d4. They're gonna take. And now if you take here, they're just gonna come in, right? With check. So I don't know if you really want to do that. So I guess you take here. And bishop e6 is the best move, apparently. Just developing and offering a trade. They're probably not going to want to take and help you develop. But, yeah. That didn't happen. We go back, and then in this position, after f5, I played knight to a3 now. Trying to go this way, or maybe come here. If they take, I'll take back. This is protected. No biggie. The computer really likes f4 here. Just restricting everything. And probably trying to put the knight on e3. Which would have been very annoying. But they take. I take back. And then we get bishop e6. So controlling this diagonal because he noticed that I want to put the knight here. And I can go here anyways, right? So they're just trying to control this. And since we cover this check, there's no issues with putting a piece here and then blundering it to a check. So we're good. We offer a bishop trade because I don't know what it was. I wanted to reroute the knight this way, right? I was trying to get the knight to this square and utilize these holes. And then after this, my opponent just protects the bishop because he really did not want me to get my knight into the game, which is very understandable. Now my knight is tied to the edge of the board, trying to protect the bishop. What I should do in this position is play queen e2. I go queen g3 because I was thinking, you know, we're going to try and utilize this pin. So if they were to make a random move here, we just win a knight because they can't take. That's an illegal move. And if they take here, there's a pin on the queen. So with that being seen, My opponent played king to h8. This was kind of expected. So now I trade. I traded because, I was just trying to remove defenders of this, and then I was going to try and reroute the knight. So takes, and then we have knight c2. We're rerouting, and they push the pawn. They're restricting any of my pawn movement. And, I mean, I don't really understand that move too much. c4 is the second top computer move. And here we just go knight e3. It was the whole plan. It's not a good move. I don't really understand why. Probably just due to like some rook here ideas. But we go knight e3 and offer a trade. We're attacking the knight. So if the knight takes, we're going to take with the bishop. It's the only move. But they come here, they pin. Oh, that's why it's a mistake, because they have this pin. Right. And then we have to protect. And they have to find knight f6 here. They have to find knight f6, putting pressure on this. And now this is hanging. So we got to protect it, so we would have to go here. And all while dealing with this pin, it's pretty nasty. And then knight e7, knight e7, dummy, is the way. And then I would probably need to get out of the pin before they apply more pressure. Or kick me away and trap my queen somehow. But none of that happened. We got rook here. And then they go rook f6. So it looks like they want to double. I was also kind of worried about like sacrificial ideas, in the future. Not right now, but in the future. So now we take this moment to get out of the pin. They decide to take. And then they attack the queen. And I thought that they might just go here or something. And then I don't know what I was going to do. I would have probably brought my rook to the d file or went here or something. I don't know. I don't really know what I would have done. But they go here, and now my queen is attacked. And, we got to be careful with what we do. Because if we go here, I mean, the queen's just not looking that good. The rook's going to come, be active. What is my queen really doing on this square? And I think there has to be another idea behind this too. I remember I played queen e1 here. And I remember there being a specific reason behind this, but I can't remember it at the moment. It was to stop something. What am I trying to stop here? Anyways, I played queen e1, and then my opponent brought the other rook, and now we offer a rook trade while also attacking this rook. Of course, they take, and then they go here attacking the queen, and this is a critical moment. If I go here, I lose on the spot to g6, so we can't block that way. And we got to be very careful with our queen placement because we have back rank issues. So we need to be pretty precise here. And we play rook f3. We don't really want to leave the queen protecting the back rank because then they're going to probably double and then we're going to have to play here anyways or something. So we just offer a trade. And in this position, my opponent obliges, takes. And now, what should they do? They should probably start to activate their king, according to the computer. However, this is top computer line, and honestly, I don't really understand why they would allow this. I mean, I guess then they go here, and they're protecting this. So that was the point of Queen H, or King H5, or H7. Jeez, I can't talk today. I guess that's the whole point. Because in the line that we chose, He went here. He played queen to f6, and this gives me one opportunity, which I take, and now we arise at the critical moment. Dang it, man. So I was looking at this and I was looking at g4. The idea behind g4 is that I want to restrict any kind of movement and just hold this square once more, because I figured if I go g4, he's going to hop the knight, and then I can go here and we can take, locking the king out, and then we can bring the king over here. That was the idea. But the computer really likes this, because now there is no knight e7. That was the key thing. But in my opinion, I really just wanted to get rid of these knights. And I want to get rid of these knights because knights are super duper tricky, and my knight is nowhere as close to protect this. So I was thinking of all kinds of things where, he's going to come and he's going to end up winning this pawn or something. But in reality, there's really no way. He has to get to this square to go here. And then even then, I would just play b3, takes. And then he would win this pawn. And then this one. And that's exactly what I'm terrified of. But in the moment, I mean, you have to realize, like, how do you even get the knight to this square? You got to go here, 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 here. So that's 4 moves. And what can I do in 4 moves? I mean, so let's run it through. They go here. I mean, we can immediately go here with tempo on this pawn. So if they want to protect it, I mean, they got to push the pawn. But that wins this one. So, I mean, immediately they have to go here, but then that lose that pawn. So I just saw ghosts, basically. And I didn't play that. I played g4. And this move essentially just draws the game after knight e7. I go knight f5, takes, and now they decide to play king to g7 here. And I was thinking, oh, they want to push and bring the king in. And if their king gets here, then, we could be in some trouble. So I go king g3, king g2. They play b5 or h5. And this was where I was like, okay, we got to lock the king out. h4. And I thought, okay, my king's just closer. They can't come through here. They have to go like this. And I'm just faster, right? Well, I'm wrong. Boom, boom, boom. And once we reach this position, I play b4. And this is a huge mistake. Now, the idea behind b4 was that I wanted to open this square up for my king. But after en passant, ab, they can just bring the king. Or something. They go here, and I was thinking, okay, king d2. But now we see a key thing in endgames called waiting moves. After I go king d3 and my opponent plays a5, we notice that I have no moves. My king is the only piece that can really move, because if I go here, they just play this. And now they're here. I have no way through. And if I go back, well, they're just going to make a waiting move. So if they go here, I go here. Now they can go for a breakthrough if I take. Which one do they take? Do they take this pawn or this pawn? There's only one move. If they take here, they'll let my king in. So they take here, and now they're going to beat us to this. And we're just not quick enough. They're going to take everything. They're going to go here. I'm going to take. They're going to go here, here. Boom, boom, boom. We both get queens. But it doesn't matter. It's losing. They have 2 pawns. And their king is much closer. And if they manage to trade the queen off, I'm just cooked. For sure. Oh. So after a5, I saw some kind of defensive resource, or I thought king c2. And after king c2, I figured, okay, my opponent's going to try and play b5, and they're going to break through, but we're not going to take and give them a passed pawn. We're going to bring the king over to a3. And this way, after b5, b4, or a4, we don't take. We let them take us, and then after takes, their kings can still never come in. And this is what the key idea was behind my defense, was I need to keep this pawn here to stop the king from being able to come to c4. So after they play b5, it's actually a losing mistake. What they had to do was they had to realize, okay, white has no moves. White can't move pawns, and their king is just stuck. So they go b5. King b5, sorry. And after king b1, now they can go a4, and if I go here, ab, king takes, and they have c5. And if I go back, now they shoulder us away. Oh, they just have waiting moves here. I guess they can go here. I go here. b4, takes, here, here. It's not winning. They go king b3. And now if I go here, they can shoulder me backwards. And they're going to get to this pawn. So that is why b4 was such a big, big mistake by me. However, I got very lucky here. And they play b5. And now we go king b2. And it's the move or the defense that I was talking about. They go a3 or a4. And we play king a3 here. This was clutch. Very clutch. You don't want to take, because this is holding this square. It's very important that you do not take, because after takes, if you go here, I mean, they can just go up, and if you take here, they probably just take on c3, and then, you know, they're just going to get this pawn. You can't let them in. And that is why king a3 draws the game. Takes, b6, we bring the king up, and honestly, I thought that I might be winning here. I was like, okay, I have the opposition. Let's shoulder the king back. I push, takes, and now we take opposition again. And we are getting low on time here. My opponent plays king d6. I play king b5. They go here. And now we go king c7 or king c5. The point was, if they go this way, we shoulder him away and we have the opposition. However, there's a key thing in this position, and that is king c7. And now we have no way to get through, because if we go here, they can just copy us. And this is exactly what happened. We just shuffled back and forth, and the game ended in a draw, unfortunately for me. Now, I was thinking, like, okay, if they go here, what if I just, like, try and trick them or something? Because if I get this, I mean, I guess then this is a draw, but I don't know. There's just no way to get through. And this is terrifying to allow this. Takes. I mean, now, if I go here, so maybe this could have been, you know, a little bit tricky. They can't really move away. They have to play king d5 or king d4. This isn't so clear. Maybe this would have been a good try, but I still think it's just it's not gonna work out. So so we didn't do this. Although my opponent was getting low on time and was nervous, so maybe this would have been good to go for, but I also had like 5 minutes left. I think my opponent had like 2, and we had increments, so it wasn't really worth it. I just took the draw, and now let's take a look at the tournament results. So as you can see, I tied for second place here. 3 of us tied for second place with 3 out of 4. And we got Conrad here, 3 out of 5, or 3.5 out of 4. So he took home first place. Had I won my game, then I would have tied for first and we would have had a tiebreak. And second place, it was these two that were playing. So if he would have won the game, then he would have been at oh wait, if he would have won, he would have won. Oh wow. Oh, never mind. He would have had 4 out of 4. So they had to draw for me to have any kind of chance. Okay. Well, I mean, all right. So I guess I didn't really have a chance at first place. That's okay. That's okay. And yeah, we gained a total of, okay, you guys can't see this. Let's see. Let's switch over to full screen. We gained a total of, what is that? Like 16 elo over the 4 games. I was hoping for a little bit more because I'm still in provisional. So now the new rating, no, sorry, we gained 5 elo. Our performance rating was 1482 and we gained 5 elo. So now I went from being 1466 to 1471. And to be honest, I think in the upcoming tournaments that I go to, I think I'm going to start playing in the open and play some stronger players because I don't want to be gaining 5 elo. I want to try and gain more, play against stronger players, I guess. I'm probably going to lose more games. However, I think it would be better for my overall experience. And yeah, so we have Nico here, who was 1365, or is 1365. Michelle, who is a 1384. And then Mark is a 1416. And then we got Brian here, who is a 961. So he was the lowest rated player that I played, which is okay. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I think this was his first tournament. Yeah. So he got a win. And I mean, if you can get a win in your first tournament, that is awesome. That is very awesome. So yeah, overall, it was a good tournament. We didn't lose a game. We drew 2. We won 2. And we gained 5 elo. I was really hoping to break 1500, but at the same time, what can I really expect? I need to play stronger opponents if I want to gain elo. So going forward, I think that's exactly what we're going to be doing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, check out the description. If you want to join my school where I'm helping you get better at chess, check out the description. There will be a link for it. And I'll see you in another one.